fnatic's map pick, which is, I think, the point Get Right was getting at, is that, you know, you really do just have to forget that that was even something you thought about, you felt like you could beat Astralis on, and now Inferno, normally, fnatic's map pick.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do with this one. I feel like they can definitely bounce back here. Astralis sort of like they're in red hot form, but a map like Nuke, their T side, is normally many of the other teams out there that can perform on that level. They really have a full understanding of the map, but everyone knows how to play Inferno, Alex. So I feel like this one should be a lot more competitive. The only reason that scoreline got even close to that was the fact that JW 1 versus 4 ace clutch, right? I don't think that's going to be sustainable going forward, but it bodes well for his performance going into Inferno. We have the knife round as usual here. Not a big deal on Inferno, but every team would choose to start on the CT side, I suppose, and it looks like it will be Astralis to pick things up here. It comes down to a little 2-on-1 there. Zipex to clutch things out as usual, and we'll see the Astralis side on the CT side. They always have a huddle before the game starts. We both said Astralis 2-0 going into this one. I guess you can't really be persuaded otherwise after that first map, right?
No, I mean, it was more of a comment on Astralis' form than it was that of fnatic. I expect this game to be much closer than Nuke. Actually, I think fnatic have got a lot to be said for them and their Inferno. They perhaps were willing to pick it because they knew that whatever they didn't pick, Astralis would respond with, because it's Nuke and Inferno are fnatic's go-to maps at the moment as they're in their map pool. So they've been given what they wanted. It's now just a question of being able to put some money where their mouth is and be able to take down the squad. You can see having their team talk there. dupreeh looks like to be doing the talking. Zonic, of course, will be chiming in throughout. Be sure to grab his book, support the ESports publication. That is if you can speak Danish.
Yeah,
otherwise, don't do that.
It'd be a nice doorstop, I suppose, otherwise.
Yeah, or you know, a Duolingo and have a go. Get the highlighter out.
Yeah, get the Google Translate out, just take a picture of each page.
By page.
Go, right, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. You're reading it and it's just, you know, have you ever tried to do that? It never quite works.
Only on menus.
Oh, yeah, I've been doing it on recipes.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff you been cooking? You have to go for a translation on it.
Oh, I was on a Dutch. When I lived in Amsterdam, I was on a Dutch to English menu.
What were you cooking?
Lots of things. It was like, you know, when they send you all the ingredients and you just have to put it together.
Things,
it's like Lego food. Yeah.
Yeah, I always saw those things. I always just like, that doesn't really, I might as well order Uber Eats at this point, you know, because at this stage they're bringing everything pre-prepared, pre-chopped, everything good to go. You chuck it in the pan and just like, am I really doing much here at all?
Give me some credit. I'm chopping the vegetables at least.
They don't chop the vegetables for you. I thought they just send you like little bowls of everything ready to go and you're just like, I'm cooking.
I agree. I'm cooking. No, I agree. It's a little lazy, and I'm acknowledging that. But it was an endeavour to start cooking for myself more.
And how's that gone for you? I live with you now. I see a couple of pasta pestos in the mix. I see a few cereals.
Greek salad, I'll dabble in.
I see some chicken fajitas every now and then.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I'm not much of a chef. I'll acknowledge that. And
I gave up on that a long time ago. I was like, you know what? This delivery every single time. Make sure it's a good one. Try and make it well-rounded. You know.
I mean, you're a relatively, you know, I don't want to say skinny. You're a relatively well-maintained man. How do you get away with that?
More genetics than anything. Okay. Just lucky that my metabolism's insane. I can eat whatever I want, and not really much happens. But you know,
that's still going. I knew kids at school like that. I was like, I can't wait until they're like 31 and they'll be a blob. And now you're sitting here at 31.
It's definitely not as easy as it used to be. I do have to work out a couple of times a week now.
Phew.
But overall, Uber Eats every day, just kind of living that lifestyle.
Or any other delivery platform.
All other platforms are available. Should make that very clear. No sponsored segment here. There's not a sponsor at all. Just something I like to do, which is fine, I think.
Do you think we could be the first commentators to have like a secret sponsor? We don't tell anyone about. We just keep talking. Like when we're talking about delivery, we always use Uber Eats.
Every broadcast. Exactly. Just like, you know what? Yeah. When I'm eating food, I normally order this.
Yeah. Oh, and JW delivers. As does Uber Eats. Use the code machine. No. Anyway, let's get into the action. It does look like it's time for Inferno. So take a seat, sit back, relax, and listen to the dulcet tones of Machine and Henry G and Astralis and fnatic shooting at each other at the moment. First blood drawn. Its device to start things off.
Oh, a cheeky P250. Always difficult to contain on the T side. You got two of those for Astralis here, and Brollan taking matters into his own hands here. But Zipex, he seems very aware of the possibility of a flank, but he can't avoid the bullets there. That's exactly what they needed on the CT side, but it is going to be the cue to commit towards B. It's going to funnel them towards his side of the map, and in terms of utility, one smoke, make it two. That's going to be deployed already. Device will steal another kill kill away, and 2 CTs waiting towards a spawn position. Boosting up though, KRIMZ, will he be detected? I think he's got a couple of kills in the play. If he goes up now, first should be hit, no problem. He has to pull the trigger, and it looks like the second comes through as well. They didn't anticipate that whatsoever.
I loved the restraint from KRIMZ. He gave it a full extra 2 seconds just to make sure that that first frag onto device was neat and tidy. It wouldn't have taken much for that armored P250 to just turn around and one bang. So takes his time and secures the round. Lovely work from the CT side to start things off. An armored CZ on Brollan, by the way. We didn't get to see that necessarily pay off, but an interesting investment all the same.
And he's playing apartments, right?
Yeah.
If ever you got to use that weapon, it's always going to be boiler towards apartments. I didn't notice he had armor there. That's quite interesting. I think it works out for them. They lost the first pick. He pushes those apartments and manages to take down Zipex. And at that point, it had to be a B play from Astralis, and they could not break through the defense. Full eco coming out with rifles coming out in the third here, and we'll see a couple, make it 3 rifles in total. So fnatic ready and waiting for that prospect. They know the bomb hasn't been planted, so it makes sense that they'll be the buy into the next round. You want to make sure you have the firepower to actually give yourself a fighting chance there. We've seen some crazy things recently. We've seen like CT side Inferno go 5 MP9s in this round. I don't know why you would ever do that, but that seems to be a bit of a trend right at this point, which has not been paying off whatsoever.
No, we definitely did, and it didn't almost feel like there was any justification for it. There's always a good reason to have a rifle or 2 in play, and well, you're seeing why. Long line held by Golden, doesn't quite manage to finish it off, but the nade will tickle his comrade down to 36. Magisk have to work with a little bit of health. They'll be throwing around, faffing around with their pistols, putting into the healthy members, but for Astralis, they just want to draw out any additional CT utility. And nice fragging, actually. JW just with the P250, undaunted, and gets a good connection onto Glaive. Leaping around the corner, put $600 in the pocket of flusha, and he may not be stopping there. Looking to 1,200, and there's another one. 3 quick frags with the SMG as he starts farming some cash and puts the second on the board for fnatic. Now it's time for the buy, though, Henry. You said it was coming. Now it's time to see how it fares.
Absolutely true. Should be a mixture of Galils and AKs here, depending on whether they want the utility or not. We'll have a look as the AKs come through. It's 5 AK-47s right now. I mean, there'll be a couple of holes to plug. They might not have all the flashbangs they need, for example, but it looks like it's fine overall. They at least have 5 smokes. Only the 1 Molotov, though, an HE for Glaive instead of the flashes. And we head into what could be their first run on the board here up against the FAMASs. MP9s, and GW has got the sniper out, but he takes a bullet to the leg to kick things off here. All the players are thinking maybe this down for sure. He tries to get a quick kill before he's dropped. He knew he was in trouble there. And at this stage, he's going to be opening frag on a very difficult situation for fnatic. Can they hold on to it? Looks like they absolutely can. Firing off through the smoke, it's flusha with 2 kills to his name, a 5-on-2 overall, and that should be the round, no question about it.
Horrible way for Magisk to go there. The molly just spreading just in the last spread.
Thought you were safe, but oh no.
Oh. Definitely want to make sure that you have that molly spreading there in that corner every single time. As a professional, want to double check it. Should check your lineup, check your throw. Oh, and no, sporadic spray does tag up Zipex, so he's got 28 now. For what looks to be an impossible situation for the 2 of them. There is 60 seconds still on the clock, and the bomb's well within their reach if they want it. And it will be retrieved now. They'll put on the low HP player, and it's going to be basically dupreeh playing this like a clutch. A chance for Zipex to perhaps get the information, be the scout of the party. Let's find out. 30 seconds.
Yeah, they'll do well to even get close to this bomb site. I like the double stack towards new boxes. We saw that earlier today. We'll see whether it works out once again. Even if they get the first kill, you just wouldn't anticipate a second player there. So I feel like this should be fnatic closing things out. Probably just dropping 1 kill and then the second just to deny the plan and close things out, especially with such little time remaining. We might not even get to that point. dupreeh stranded, isolated, and now taken out. It's going to be a clean sweep on a difficult buy there for fnatic. They took matters into their own hands towards Banana. Pushing down there, getting stuck in, finding a couple of kills with the smoke as well. That always works out. And we'll have a look at the replay now. You can see those river of flames deployed towards the bottom. I assume Magisk didn't have the smoke to actually extinguish them. Spots 1 and then flusha continues to fire off and takes down device as well. 3-0, much more like it for fnatic.
Yeah, this is a flying start. Looks like it's going to be the 4-0 as well, unless these armored deagles find their early connections. Starting to nurture quite the nice bank as well very early into this CT piece for fnatic. Oh, that nade. Just as dupreeh arrives in the apartment, he's softened up, and he's going to make no secret of his early presence there as he does take the fight from Boiler, but completely unchecked on Archer. And I think Zipex was trying to use the element of surprise. But flusha, he's wise. A very close angle held by Zipex. He did get an opportunity, but instead he's just going to be dancing around. flusha looking for more and more information. They are heading towards B with that bomb, or at least that was the initial thought. Quite an interesting spread here, Hank. You've got 3 around the banana T-ramp area and 2 through CT Arch. Yeah,
but there's no panic, at least from the CT side. They know they're in a compromised position here, but they're up against Deagles. They've confirmed that. Luckily for them as well, a couple of players have our helmets. There's an unarmored glaive as well. Boost comes through. Magisk with the first, but flusha aware of the boost. He knows that means there's at least 2 players in that position. Man advantage still lies with the Swedes. And at this stage, that should be round. 35 seconds remaining. The bombs towards banana. We do still have 1 sneaky player towards spawn. That's going to be Zipex, but not really much you can do about this one, I'm afraid, as the damage is inflicted, just a matter of time. As a decent flashbang comes through, flusha we had a challenge off that. Golden does find the player towards CT, and he needs to make sure he stays live here. That's enough. Just need to make sure he closes this one out, and there we have it. No problem at all, even after losing the first pick. Yes, it was a difficult position to be in, but with just the Deagles there, if you don't give them any opportunities, it's not like they can really capitalize upon that.
They didn't panic in and start like trying to fill that gap, trying to
rotate as well. So sure, you notice they had 2 players at spawn, but they're waiting for rotations. They're digging themselves in to make sure they can actually take advantage of the fact they've got control of CT spawn. But until they're committed towards the bomb site, rotations aren't really required. You're probably just going to walk into a crossfire.
And it works out exactly as it should for fnatic. 4 then to 0. See how long they can keep this untarnished record. Floor of flame and some nades as well, but not too much pain. Device just catching a little bit of shrapnel in his earlobe, brings him down to 94. Another one this time into his left toe, down to 81. A 4-man stack here for the CTs. They put full faith in Golden for his initial hold.
Yeah, similar to what we saw from Stewie before on Liquids. He's often left alone towards the B side. As long as he's set up at the start and you give him a smoke and he can just fend off and call it's not a full commitment at the start of the round, they'll be happy just to hold that position, especially with the weapons like an AK-47 in hand. Holding towards coffins, just trying to push them back and delay the final commitment towards B means you can have a very strong A side of the map. But unfortunately for fnatic, it will be a B finish by the looks of things here, and Golden needs to be aware of it. He's deployed everything he's got at this point. He's got 67 HP. He needs a rotation right now. JW's starting to bring that through. That's a shot that had to connect, and unfortunately for him, it does not. Open B sides here. JW, unless he gets a quick kill and someone vaulting up to the first oranges, like, it might be worth considering a save, at least at this point. Now, Molotov going down, denying access towards ruins. I think that has to be the call, and they're already doing it.
Yeah, they're going to have to try and just try again. So Astralis, they find their first on the T side of Inferno, and it's all through smoke and mirrors.
Absolutely true. It's not bad at all. Only 1 kill required means you called a perfect round at that stage. So yeah, it's definitely a risk to have 1 player towards B. Ideally, wouldn't be that exposed, shouldn't be able to be pre-fired like that. You want to be ducking and weaving a bit more, kind of just taking the fire and stopping them coming through. If you go down with a clean headshot like that, sure, it's unlucky. They just hit a nice shot. But overall, like, you're hoping he can at least put up a bit of resistance.
But I'm noticing that you mentioned, you know, coffin, CT. You still want that solo player holding some sort of a relatively quote-unquote aggressive line, right?
Exactly. Until the smokes are deployed and you kind of feel like it's a final commitment, you want to be playing angles where you're actually still challenging. You don't want them to get past the choke point at the corner.
Like if you're sitting new box, you're making a mistake.
Yeah, exactly, because at that point they're already in. They're going to swing on you and trade. In those positions like coffins, they can't really trade on you. You can get 1 quick kill, they can Molotov you, they can smoke you. You're just going for 1 kill, dig yourself into ruins, and at least the retake's possible at that point. Yeah. And that was a great call for fnatic. That happens sometimes. They're going to hit their shots, you know. It's unfortunate. And instead of throwing your money away and trying to go for an impossible retake, you've got tons of cash right now. Let's maintain that. Let's not give it away. We've got AKs here, got the AWP for JW. Let's keep that money healthy. And very early on in the game, good to see them delivering on that front. Astralis nowhere near as established here. They'll have 5 AKs once again as they make their way towards middle, dodging the bullets of JW.
Yeah, they're already a Arch. This time with rifles, though. Let's not forget, they previously did manufacture this gap, but it was with the pistols. Now they've managed to get the same control, but oh, look at this. They take all of that control, they pull 2 CTs over, and then just pull out. Now, I hope you guys are educated. Pulling out typically not the method of choice, but it's worked out this time.
Not the safest method.
It's certainly not safe.
Let me tell you.
He's probably not safe either. But Flash is flying. Golden, he's going to just have one little taste, one bullet before he meets his demise. Now on the cross, there is a gap, but so safe for now. They could rotate in, and they will. KRIMZ from Coffins tagging up. Magisk is low, as is Device, but the frag's still going Astralis' way. 3 remain for fnatic in the boost. It couldn't be better time. They can't find the transfer, and now Astralis, they're just winning the numbers game.
How many CTs are on this side of the map? Good lord, they're coming out every crevice of the bomb site. Flush is still there. I don't think Zipex has any idea, so they're going to fall back, but still, Zipex, that's enough to win the round. That's a pretty godlike play. So that's the mid-round calls I'm talking about, Alex. We discussed this on New Cry. Astralis always know when things feel a bit hot under the collar, things aren't exactly comfortable. Let's just move back. We've got plenty of time remaining. Let's just stay together as a group. We've already forced a load of rotations here. That's evident from the battles that are happening on the bomb side right now. Fall back, at most there's one player there. We're going to send a Wolfpack 3 after that position. Flush hits a shot. Apparently not. Magisk is ready and waiting, and we're going to see 2 rounds in a row for Astralis. But remember, the round before they saved 3, make it 4 guns, I think. So they should have enough to buy into the next round. But here's Magisk leading the charge here towards B. Golden not working exactly in tandem with his teammate there, and KRIMZ, he was dropped as well. But it felt like they had absolutely everyone on this side of the map. The boost came in once more. This time not as successful. Good for 1 frag. Zipex was left there while his teammates rotated back towards A. Had he been taken down early, maybe there was a chance, but he got the all-important frag there. And it will be 4-2 with the last buy coming from fnatic if they give this one up.
Well, it looks like we've got a game of Counter-Strike here, Hank.
Yeah, there hasn't been too many close ones today. See whether this one can deliver.
In fact, Astralis were on the receiving end of another close game. They did manage to win it in the end. That's the reason they're here. But Sharks, a full 30 rounds against Astralis.
flusha feeling himself in that one. The solo push down B with flusha at the top, to be fair, but he meets his demise. Quick headshot comes through, and we go into a 5-4. Really not what you want at the start of a round when you're just about to be broken as well. One of your big names taken down. There was an incendiary at the bottom, but not really much behind it.
Yeah, now the man who got the frag gets to pull the strings of the remainder of this round. Glaive. 2 rounds back-to-back where the calls have got Astralis going into the site with a significant advantage. Golden twice on B, caught out after early A presence was presented, as much as a deep smoke library and full arch control. And that's at the moment where you see KRIMZ and Golden reside. Brollan tucked in on the site itself. Apps has been rather non-factor so far here in the first couple of rounds of play. Speaking of, Device now finds himself there. Golden on the rotate, so it will be a 2-2 split for the CTs. Towards B they go. Let's see if the early contact this time it's JW to take it. And now Golden with the support had a chance. A low HP Magisk does get caught out despite the warning shots being fired. And there's more where that came from. Another. Golden eventually goes down, but the dirty work has been done. And with 10 seconds left, Zipex is going to have to present himself like a sitting duck if he wants to get that bomb in on time. Instead, realizes there's no way he's winning that one. JW still lurks around, and instead they're going to look to keep hold of those rifles into the next.
It's a very decent round there from fnatic. All things considered, they lost that first pick as well with the overzealous approach from flusha. Perhaps they go into a 5-on-4, but well held, managing to fend off the B commitment there towards the end. Here's Glaive looking for any shots he can with the smoke. You do like to see that. So flusha, okay, to be fair, we thought he was running down by himself, and it looked a little bit silly from his POV, but he couldn't do much about that, right? That's just cleanly through the smoke with the M4. Pretty ridiculous scenes here. Golden, low HP players in front of him, manages to pick up the pieces there. dupreeh looking a little bit exasperated with the entire situation.
I swear, he does that every time. You cut to a dupreeh cam.
13-0 up.
Yeah, they're like 13-0 up, and he's died early, just rolling his eyes, slamming the desk, punching the screen.
Yeah, we haven't seen much desk slamming in a while.
No, that's
back
true.
in the day, we used to have players like, even in 2016, I think we had players smashing desks, and we had to bring in desk substitutions. We had to have like 4 desks waiting backstage just in case a hole was punched through them and stuff.
Yeah, it was when it was like the super cheap IKEA ones.
Yeah, that's
where
right.
you can actually just straight up just put your fist through.
They're like paper mache desks.
They are like paper mache desks, yeah, exactly. So 5-2 is your scoreline if you have just joined us. This is our second map, so just keeping you on track.
It's always good to do so. Everyone likes to know where they are in the world. Right now, we're watching this. They're 1 map down, but they're back into the game itself.
Yeah. And a missed shot from JW. Quick one from him, though. New hit for the overstayed is welcome. It could cost him, and so at the moment, despite all of these nades and AWP shots, not a single player has been too badly wounded. Bit of early insignificant damage dealt to both. Quite a quick early round smoke actually from KRIMZ towards the arch side, so that does give Astralis some options should they want to go towards the quad. The crossfire there. And somewhat of a stalemate before the mid-round really kicks off.
Yeah, focusing towards middle, Molotov towards a trash position. We have got one player tucked away, that's KRIMZ. Now, will they check this considering they've dropped a Molotov in that position? The bait comes through as well. He falls back.
Why does it always feel so stressful for the CTs on this T side versus Astralis? At this point, they now have full control of middle, but will they commit? We've yet to see them do that. They'll take this, they'll get you scared, and at the moment, it's being absolutely laughed off by the Swedes. Great catch by JW onto dupreeh. Now Zipex fires off a warning shot. He knows he doesn't want to walk into that crossfire. There's two Ts there, and he's still alive somehow. Does have to worry about two different angles of assault. Finally tagged up, not fragged up, and he's got another one! JW, the Live Lord!
He does them dirty. Oh my goodness, it looked like he was absolutely done for there, but still, it's a 3 versus 1. JW still alive and kicking. I think he's done enough here. All he can do is take one, hope for the best here. Could have got the double kill, but still would have lost the round by virtue of the clock there. Very impressive scenes from JW. You could see him looking around. He knew there was a chance that Pinto was going through that smoke. He was 180. He can't believe his luck. And then still, through the flames, the incandescence doesn't block his vision whatsoever. This was KRIMZ getting the first kill, but JW stole the show here. How he stays alive this amount of time, I couldn't tell you. Looked like they're about to trade him out. Misses that shot, but then nails this one. Boom. That's all wins around just there.
Yeah, I mean, Device gets that frag, the bomb goes down, and you've got an awkward retake. It was all on that frag, and JW delivered.
Well, that certainly throws a spanner into the works. We'll see if Astralis even have the cash to buy this next round. 3,800 on Zipex, actually. Glaive with less than that. They're going to get 3 AKs for now, purchasing what they can with the utility. Galil going to be see more and more of that as time goes on.
I think it will be similar to that of the Krieg and the Org in terms of just players getting comfortable with the rifle in a stronger capacity. If it is as good as it could be, you know, as people are saying, it's still going to take some time before you're truly willing to bring that into these full rifle rounds.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. It's cheap, it's cheerful, and now a little bit more powerful as well. We'll see where we can see some historic moments made with that weapon this tournament. Either way, fnatic, you can see why they picked this map. It's looking much better for them compared to Nuke. Nades exchanged at the start. Once again, flusha coming up the top. He is not scared to push that position whatsoever, as he's happy to play those duels every single round. This time coming out on top once again. And they've got one player tied up in towards that Logs position here. Are they aware of it, though? They are segregating with the smokes. But for now, they've got the man advantage, right? They don't necessarily have to push any further. They don't need that full control. Let him survive and just fall back into the crossfires.
Speaking of, look at this setup from fnatic. Brollan watching Apps close those, enable him to swing, and he's playing like essentially anti-flash from those mid-flashes. It's really quite a nice little setup, boosting on B side as well. So when that smoke arrives, what's flusha's protocol? Does he push ahead of it? He does try and put up a couple of warning shots before the flash arrives, and there's more where that came from. Now, this looks like the full commit smoke arrives. Oh no! Golden, he had his opportunity, but Glaive, as close to the wall as he possibly could. It's a hard adjustment to make, and so a 4v4. This is a potential retake. They're thinking about it. Yeah,
there's certainly a chance of it being a 4-on-4. You've already got a player towards Ruins as well, so you haven't been completely locked out, so you might as well see what's available to you at least, especially with the smoke and the incendiary available there as well. Good damage done towards Glaive in that well position. They're going for this one, I would say. Smoke down, though. That does make things a little bit problematic. This kill was everything. That would probably be the cue at this stage to fall back.
Can they get out, though? I imagine Astralis are going to start throwing some serious bullets. They do have a smoke, but can't wait for the 4 players shooting through it. Yeah, we knew it was coming. And those warning shots are even pushing through it. They're expecting the run, and so was JW. And by doing so, he may very well be able to save this AWP. This could come back. This could be a factor into those next rounds. Lovely work from J-Dubs.
Yeah, he is on one right now, isn't he? He's really feeling it.
He's just in tune with the game.
Yeah, that clutch he had on Nuke earlier, like he couldn't have played that any better. There's every move he made, they had no idea that it was so perfect.
It was like he was playing with X-Ray on, right?
Yeah,
like, when someone's playing that well, it does look like that.
Yeah, good pre-fire on the boost this time. It was the boost that eluded them in the pistol, actually, where KRIMZ managed to get 2 frags, and Glaive made sure that same mistake didn't happen twice. It's 6-3 now, and money finally starting to be broken down on the Swedish side of things. You see, got 1 CZ, a couple of MP9s. They still have a JW AWP with which seems to be landing every single shot right now, so I'm sure he'll be a little bit more active than usual, just trying to open things up.
Yeah, it looked like he was considering a late mid peak and no one there to provide. Oh, he's got the right idea. He's got the information at least. No connection though. dupreeh up boiler, they have that call. KRIMZ with just an MP9 for that responsibility though.
Yeah, and he's fired off some shots as well, so they know there's lesser weaponry on the B side of the map, but is that a bait? Could the AWP be there as well? They're not sure. But they have got full banana control at least. They just boosted up on the half. All good position to be in. Means if you get flash, you can just pull straight back. I don't mind that from JW. You had to try and make something work there. Glaive patrolling the AWP, making sure that can't be picked up, and he might as well do so. If they get that weapon, there's a chance they pull it back. But for now, everything calms down. Ideally, you want to get that device sniper on board, get it active. It's there, ready to be picked up, but against the pistols and MP9s might not be the best option.
Yeah, this just looks like Astralis picking up their fourth though. fnatic, they're so up against it. No utilities to be seen apart from the Brollan rifle. He's the only one set up to provide some help, and he's in pit right now. KRIMZ is getting first contact. That's a good start. And now the Molotov is deployed. It does let Brollan focus his attention on apps, albeit temporarily. A smoke to play around as well. Oh, they're coming in from all directions. He has no help from his teammate either. Glaive can just go on the hunt. Brollan does manage to catch one before falling, and now in the smoke goes. He can thrive. Does find an AK. He's still alive. And now the spray. flusha with a quick 2K puts him in the driving seat. All onto Glaive for the 1v2.
Oh, they've done it. That's enough.
10 seconds. There's no way.
Yeah, even if he gets this one kill, it's not going to happen for him. And there it is. It's fnatic pulling back the round. flusha does it again. They keep finding these tiny windows of opportunity, just leaping through them.
God, with the smoke around the site, it could have been even a neat and tidy 2 with the CZ, but the fact that he even manages to handle the chaos, pick up a rifle, you'll see, they did so much with that. Great work from Brollan. He was delaying, doing everything he possibly could, getting his utility out, surviving, but 3 from flusha in the end of that, and that puts 7 now on fnatic's CT side.
That's remarkable. As soon as he gets the AK out as well, I was like, yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Bye.
Well, I assume this is the pretty much full investment coming in from Astralis now. We'll bring up that cash and see what they're sat at. And, they've still got that $2,000, so they're okay. So this is going to be a buy-in for the next round. AK's not available, just a Galil. CZ's there as well. And we'll see Civex making his way up towards corner. Opening found, JW Dink as well. There's actually a lot to be said about this round, Alex. They're going to steal one back as well through the smoke. What is going on today? It's an absolute circus of Counter-Strike. All the tricks being displayed here.
Yeah, I mean, that was Astralis straight up just on their unicycles into air, wasn't
it? It's very impressive, I have to say.
That works. Glaive through the smoke, no less. And actually, Golden, he's making a good go of this. He's got 3 kills. He's managed to keep Astralis honest at the very least, but still, they managed to, whilst going for a reasonable buy, they didn't invest fully, keeping themselves at that 2K mark, and still managing to pull the round away. We'll see how that started. Magisk with that Galil.
Ooh, okay, yeah, he seems pretty spicy, the Galil. I'm not going to lie to you. That was pretty impressive, and that maybe even more so. Glaive with the deagle kill, then of course the FAMAS spray. It's be 7-4. They give back the favour of financial ruin to the CTs now, and that could be a great chance for them to even come back and win this half. They're 7-4 down now. I don't think you can justify a buy on the CD side. It'd be a
even if they're
buy.
Both on 1400?
I didn't catch that. Let's have a look. No, because you've got 3 players there that can buy next round, right? They've
you
got
just respect that.
3rd stage loss bonus right now, so yeah, I feel like they're going to have to
eco it out, yeah.
Oh no, it's 1st stage loss bonus. Maybe you're right. Round loss money, 1,400. That means they get 1,900 on top of what they have right now. So there would be a buy on the 3 players next round if you took a full eco here.
They're going for it.
Yeah, like you got those other 2 players that won't be able to do anything. But this is still, it's such a dicey one. Like if you're gonna make this round work, you're either gonna be stacking somewhere, you're gonna be getting aggressive. So everyone's fully invested. You can see 3 pistols, 1 MP9, the CZ as well, so 4 pistols. But
oh god, what do you do with this? I mean, you've got the utility. They chose utility over firepower.
Well, that's the most important thing about Inferno. You want to treat these like gun rounds. You're just looking to whittle down the clock if possible. You want to be dropping the smokes, not the start of the round when you feel like there's presence and a chance they could be trying to go for map control here. So Glaive, he actually gives up a bit of information there. The fact he touches the flames there, that's a sound. It's audible to the CTs here, but they're going to hold on as long as they possibly can to those all-important smokes. They want to drop those as the final commitment comes in. Like ideally around 40, 35 seconds, that's when you want to be dropping those smokes in.
Yeah, with the first bit of T utility flying in, so does the CTs. But what is that smoke? So neither is that. Neither has actually been particularly effective. The second, significantly better than the former. And it does draw out a lot of utility. 2 smokes still in play for fnatic. 60 seconds on the clock. This one will be fading around the 50 mark. And back towards A they go. They still have the fnatic 3 hold. And, well, they passed the test. That was enough to at least send them packing. Time for the other side of the map. And it does look like a lead through apps. Oh, I don't know if Brollan's going to be expecting something like this. He's even leaving. That's how quiet it's been. Astralis completely repositioned. Is he rotating off? He is. KRIMZ going to get caught, and now here it comes. A wave that Brollan is absolutely, completely caught out of and off guard. This will be around for Astralis without necessarily having to sweat too hard. Now, fnatic, this was a gamble. I mean,
absolutely, yeah.
It paid off.
It was another pick your poison sort of moment there. Like, there weren't many options. The $1,400 loss bonus coming in. They would have had a buy going to the next round, but they certainly don't anymore. They got to save these CZ to beat the 50s, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. 2 players go down, just leaving 1 remaining. That's flusha, who's already been tagged with there, so they know where he is. Device certainly does, and there it is. It has to be the eco going forward now for fnatic as they go still 7-5 up, but looking very likely to be 7-6 momentarily. AKs across the board here. 1 kilo for good measure on the T side, and shouldn't be much to report here. When you're on your full ecos on the CD side of Inferno, your options are stack middle, stack B, or try and bring a default out, I guess, with a couple of smokes. But there's a flash suggests they'll be pouncing maybe towards the top of middle after stacking it, or top of B. It looks like it's the latter. So those way outside the B bomb site at the top here. When they feel like there's players at the top, they flash over and hope for the best.
Okay, well, it's all they can do, and the nades will be I didn't quite anticipate that one. I was going to say avoided. Not the case. Instead, JW bleeding, cowering in the corner. There's the flash, and this is a frag, but that's only the one. Now Device on the other side of that half wall. The rifle won't be retrievable necessarily if the thing comes in. He's got 10 HP before the spray comes in, but there we go. 2 rifles recovered. It's gone all right.
Yeah, as we said, that's the pound setup there. It actually works out pretty effectively. Round should be done considering dupreeh's position, but overall that wasn't bad. You got 2 kills, maybe a third here, but it's going to try and hold on to the rifles at this point by the looks of things. They know the bomb's going to head towards the A site. They're locked in, and dupreeh, he doesn't want to give up another AK here. Just hold on to what you have, and you'll see this is much needed on the CD side to hold on to these weapons if possible. Might not be the case though. JW is dropped by dupreeh, who was waiting in toward that CD spawn position. Flusha now. Galil, he's one of the players with a little bit more cash. 2,400 out, 46 into the next round. So, sure, it was a relatively successful round. Could have got a little bit more chaotic if they took down Device after only 1 kill, perhaps. But he managed to go for the full commitment, get 2, and that's why I said, okay, that would do. Like, it certainly wasn't the prettiest, but he secured the round with those 2 frags.
And now it's time to see if fnatic can get off this 7. It has been plaguing them for a while. Astralis stringing together, I think 3 now, if I'm keeping track. You can see there at the top, yeah, 3 rounds back-to-back from Astralis. So 7-3 now completely leveled by the Danes on their attack, keeping this competitive. After the nade exchange, so many going to be thrown into one very small part of the map, and the outcome so far, no bloodshed, but still a bit of shrapnel lodged in Magisk and Glaive. Got around the 50 mark for the next 90 seconds of play.
Very tense now. This is a big round. fnatic had full control of this first half. It's their pick. It felt like they were running away with it, but Astralis, you might have them down, but they're never out. Mid control is there. As you can see, they just don't have the resources to challenge that mid position on the CT side. 3 M4s, an MP9 and a FAMAS. They've done a lot more with a lot less in the past. Flash is over. Might not necessarily be the final commitment here. Just waiting to see if this provokes any sort of reaction on the CT side.
That T-smoke that lands on the front of A site is brutal.
Towards spawn. That makes so much sense. You can see they've actually got full control of that type of map with device in position. I don't know how he makes that one work, but Flusha with the MP9, maybe on for 2, not quite. And now Golden. He is in a very precarious position. The FAMAS, and Molotov down. If he gets one, that's more than what he was worth.
He even did dupreeh, to be honest. I mean, that's, dream. And now, possible. 2 flashes on Brollan, and they are all grouped up and relatively quick to the site. So, let's see how they choose to structure this one.
Oh, it's so strong from Astralis here. 1 coffins, 1 first oranges. Like, you're going to have to be very quick-witted to rattle this one off his perch, because I'm not sure it's possible. Oh my god, it is.
What is that from Magisk?
You know what I mean? Like, that's just not a position you're looking at. You've got like 5 different angles to check at that point. The boost on first orange is the last one you expect. Traditionally, they're coming from CT spawn, right? 1 versus 1, not going to happen. It was a decent effort. The fact they got a few kills there, but it felt like that was such a done deal for Astralis overall. Very well played, and what a great call again. The mid rounds, Alex, I can't explain enough how good that was. They've gone through the motions of getting the mid control. They pushed the CDs back. They've got no vision there. They've also got banana control. So they've got the whole map open to that respect. They go through Arch, they trade out 1 kill, and then they have 1 player just waiting to go in towards B. Take down Golden. He's painted into a corner there. It's just a done deal. Like, there's nothing you can do. Sure, it's a 3 versus 3 post plan, but with that sort of time and control towards CT spawn, there was just no chance. They could just set up way too effectively towards the first orange's position. And speaking of effectiveness, that's going to be JW. Of course, just finding the head of the first, which didn't look like any problem whatsoever.
Yeah, it's so nonchalant. And what a great shot. Glaive then will be observing for the rest of this round as this, actually a very aggressive push. Device will punish flusha for that aggression. Understandable, justifiable, certainly with his SMG sacrifice. He wanted to try and get close quarters, perhaps tuck himself into the very logs that Device was using. And it was a risk, and not going to be paying off today. So 70 seconds. Banana being held solo, and another SMG going walkabouts straight into the crosshairs of the Danes. dupreeh. JW, however, gets the timing on Zipex. He's doing it all right now and gracefully bounces his way back onto A. They're going to commit to this one. JW is just a scout. What could you do? He's actually tagged another. He's trying his hardest.
He did what he could there, Alex. That's more than enough, considering the context of what was going on right there. It looks like clean finish here, but Device, it looked like fnatic had this half in the palm of their hand. They won the pistol. They had a great start. They were 4-0 up, but somehow, it's Astralis with 6 rounds in a row towards the end, managing to get an 8-7 scoreline. They've already picked up Nuke, and Inferno is looking very good for them as well. Can they keep this up? Can fnatic respond? You have to find out after this break.
It was 6 rounds in a row to end out the first half of our second map of our final series here at ECS Season 8 Finals. We're live from Arlington, Texas. It's Machine and Henry G bringing you the action, and Astralis' second half of their first half was quite a spur, and it really seems to have convinced Henry.
Yeah, I'm really a big fan of Astralis. They've been playing some great Counter-Strike for the longest amount of time at this point and continue to deliver and evolve as a squad. They're in a great spot here, but still it's anyone's game at 8-7, and Zipex, he's looking to apply the pressure with that 5-7. 20 going to go down. You have got 20 bullets there, but it doesn't lead into a kill. And at this point, pressure applied to Magisk. Can he find a frag? He certainly can. Low HP players in front of him as well, but it's not enough. Oh my goodness, there's so many players there, but that should be the round concluded here. Certainly is now. 4-on-1 dupreeh isolated behind the smoke. It was a nice idea though. The rush to 5-7, just trying to suggest this is all we've got here. You've got 2 players ready and waiting on the top, but unless he gets that first kill and does considerable damage, it's not going to work out at all. And it'll be fnatic to tie things up at 8-8 now. Great stuff.
Yeah, that's a dream start. The game plan from Astralis didn't quite work out in their favor, despite being grounded in reality. You see that again from JW. He waited a long time. He was kind of waiting for Zipex's mag to get a little slim before he actually revealed his location.
No, I love that on Inferno, especially the 5-7. Like, in terms of spam potential, it's so good compared to the USP. Close range USP is very difficult to manage. You can't really spam with it. You have to be very precise for your shots. 5-7, you can unleash that, baby. You can give him hell. But doesn't really work out in that round. But that's why you see the CZ and 5-7 purges on the CT side of Inferno for those sort of encounters.
And a whole lot, actually. You can see 2 more. dupreeh and glaive both clearly have been playing their aimbots with the 5-7, decided it is their new weapon of choice.
Yeah, it's come back into fashion recently. It was nerfed. Like, it wasn't necessarily nerfed, it was a change. It's like, it required a few more taps than before, but still a very viable weapon, and one I'm a big fan of. $500, you get that and a smoke as well in the pistol round. It's nuts.
Can be very, very potent. glaive manages to tuck himself around the corner before that HE arrives, and dupreeh has arrived in the kill feed. That is a weapon delivered as well, should they be able to pick that one up off the floor.
Good smoke.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for more, actually. Was that just... It was.
I like that. I could feel... I wanted to say that. Like, KRIMZ is just baiting out the fact he's unloaded everything. He's going to leave like 5 bullets there and fire again. That's exactly what he did. And it works out perfectly. That's such a good feeling.
That was a nice feeling. And that was... The point I was trying to make was that was Device throwing that smoke and then looking to rotate back over. But with the loss of his teammate, they have opted for the 2-2 split. Given how little information they have, bomb to be retrieved by flusha. Around that 40-second mark. So now what is the call? You can see that bomb is through towards the middle. And you can't fake B if glaive's got that frag, especially if he pushes through that smoke now. He has. They've got all the information they could possibly desire. He's charging down Banana. 25 seconds into the side they go. Just one for KRIMZ as Magisk nearly finding a double with the deagle. Brollan though, ready and willing to take the fight early on that rotate, which puts it all onto glaive. He has 1 kill to his name and full health and armor, but 5-7, he's ready and willing to take the fight. Starts chipping at the hips. It's not quite enough. And so 9 for fnatic.
Absolutely true, Alex. So there we have it. In terms of the finances, that was the force buy with the 5-7s, the CZs coming through, a couple of deagles thrown in for good measure as well. They managed to get the opening couple of frags there, but the smoke down and KRIMZ finding the spam through it, that was a catalyst to success for fnatic. They forced Astralis now to pretty much a full eco. Maybe a 1 flashbang, a similar mentality to what we saw from fnatic in the first half, but no, I don't think a single dollar has been invested here. It has not, so what's the stack from them? It's actually looking pretty standard. 3 towards middle, 2 towards B, so nothing too flashy being brought to the table here. 5-7 just for flusha. USP for JW.
A USP on the team.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Oh yeah, he's always finds a way to get the extra star points. But against a full eco, this is JW, of course, playing the economical game. All of the fights he was hoping for. It's a USP duel now towards Arch as they get drawn into the KRIMZ crush. Quick double from him and worked out the last 2 locations. It will be Device finding a bit of respite and a constellation frag. And a second now, as that's going to be 2 MAC-10s for them to be able to pick up. Or perhaps just the 1. But KRIMZ had the reload and... that is not the end. What was that shot from Zipex? 1 bullet. Unbelievable scenes.
They've got a lot out of this full eco. Yeah. Remember, $0 has got them quite a lot here.
It could even be, a 1v1. JW was down to 3 after his battle.
Yeah, I think Zipex knows he's probably pushed his luck as far as it can possibly go so far. But he's had one hell of a feast for not going to spend any money whatsoever. It's going to be a smoke flashbang picked up as well. AK-47 in hand. Sure, fnatic will find double digits here, but it's a hollow victory at best, knowing up against USPs, and it's come down to a 2 versus 1. Remember, JW had a USP himself, and flusha only had a 5-7, so it's not that they gave away a massive amount, but still, not the most ideal situation considering what they're up against. Zipex save. Things guaranteed here. Brollan just investigating this side, making sure there's no tomfoolery. Zipex survives, so he can drop the AWP for device, no problem now. That should be the go-to call. You want to keep device's money as strong as possible. How does Zipex manage to win these duels?
I want to see the second shot if we can. Yeah, let's see this shot into device, because I think he deserves it. Yeah, he deserves the AK after that one. Oh, I mean, that's a pixel. That's pure reactions. And that was quick. So 10-8 then as fnatic convert their pistol win fully. And will maintain the lead.
There's the AWP. And device, you know what? He's an honourable man. He bought his own AWP. He's like, you know what, kid? You keep that cash. You earned it.
And that AK. I mean, let's see what Zipex can bring to the table with that powerful weapon. Floor of flame. Not too much damage dealt, and I spoke too soon. Golden, he gobbles an 8 or 3. He's down to 49, and it's an AWP bullet down towards Brollan in the mid-fight early. So with that first blood, still Astralis will be ready and willing to contest for this banana control, but not too aggressive. I always feel like they're like musketeers when they do this hold. They do one crouches, one stands. It's very retro, you know, like crouching to reload the musket, the guy behind you fires, and look at it working out.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That is the problem. You don't have to move your crosshair too far for the second. And so it's KRIMZ and flusha working together now to get that bomb down. They are low though. And looks like flusha's managed to find himself an AWP, suddenly it's a whole lot more deadly. And now with KRIMZ gone, he had to get the info somehow, try and make it possible, but flusha, perhaps he has a chance now. By getting that frag on towards CT, gobbles up a flash and so has to hide. But flusha's given it his best shot. Somehow, I feel the same. Crossing and another frag. flusha, no HP, he will be caught out by dupreeh. And the defuse, 10 seconds, but he's got plenty of time. And so it will be an Astralis 9.
It was close, though. Yeah, flusha made that uncomfortable, to say the least. The fact it comes down to a 1 versus 1 there, money still was to be problematic going forward. I guess Zipex had residual cash, considering he saved the AK before, so they should be okay, especially if the AWP recovered as well. Here was the double kill, though, from Zipex. It is line up for him, but they get a double kill in response as well. But still, flusha, he wasn't ever going to win that round of 12 HP, but the fact he has a couple of frags there just makes things very uncomfortable. Even like 1 more second on that could have been enough for the actual 10-second defuse not to come through.
He was almost just counting on, like he hid in that corner just counting on them outplaying themselves, sure. Right? Yeah. He knew the clock was on his side, wasn't going to get the frag with 10 HP, and so just kind of accepted his fate.
Well then, money relatively low on the fnatic side. Deagle for JW. No utility at all for KRIMZ, and a missed shot from device. The pallet boost doesn't work out for him. They'll fall back. And that might be the cue for them to go faster towards B, knowing the 2 players at least committed towards the top of middle there. They are going to try and run up. That was Golden, just trying to take advantage of that situation, knowing there's no AWP at least at the top of the corner. Right. Get up, see what can be done, but taken down, flashed off, smoke there as well, and Glaive just playing a smart game here. Just wants to hold them off. Doesn't necessarily want to challenge this one. Zipex with the full spray, a lot of damage inflicted. The nade might do it if he can get his trigonometry correct. Not quite.
Would be the first time this trigonometry came in handy.
Yes, indeed. I had that conversation with someone the other day. I was just like, when have you ever used Pythagoras theorem in your entire life? We spent like a whole year learning that shit, and what have I got to show for it?
What have you got to show for it? Could
have learned how to do a mortgage, pay a bill, but that's what we did.
Yeah, that really is something I want to get involved in discussing. Zipex, you can see just how beautifully the head lines up and presents itself. So now just then Brollan. Admittedly, there is some time, but I'm not sure how much time he's got left in this world. Is close quarters. There is one player to find close on his left, one on his right, one from behind. It's all rather brutal. The hurt locker, you will just get out with 1. But Astralis have fought straight back from fnatic's second half start. Keeps us level. So 10-10, second map. And if we need it, now this is the perfect time to remind everyone at home, Vertigo.
That's a good point, actually. In my mind, it's like, it's probably going to be Mirage or something like that. And I think actually, Vertigo, I'm kind of down.
I would totally kill for a Virgo.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty sick. Like, we saw Astralis play that in the grand final of Beijing a couple of weeks ago against what they call now 100 Thieves. And that was actually a really entertaining game. It's not the best version of Vertigo, I'll say that much. I'm still a fan of the map, though. I think it's so different and unique. And the fact it's evolving, and you have no idea the homework these teams have put into it. I thought Astralis were really strong in the last time we saw it, but it was a 16-14 game.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't, to my knowledge, think we've seen fnatic play Virgo. It's usually their Instaban, right?
That's why it's a cool thing for them, because obviously they've been doing work on it. And it does go to a third map. They've actually got the advantage there, because they'll have a couple of demos. Not all the demos you'd like. It's not really played that much, but they'll know what Astralis' basic game plan is. And Astralis will have no clue. I'm just talking over this round because it is the full eco, and I think what we're talking about is a little bit more interesting right now than Glock's getting absolutely more by MP9. So the point still stands. It's a very new map in this iteration. Like, we haven't seen it be played out at all on LAN. And the fact fnatic, there's no intel about them as that as well.
Ban it, and suddenly they're taking it as
I don't know. I'm with you.
And that's what the desk were talking about as well. You know, the fact that it is completely unknown. You know,
so that's why I think, like, if you're going to be Astralis, say, why not try and challenge yourself as you have been working? You're comfortable in your own game plan.
Yeah.
Give it a go. They might just be so ruffled by the idea they have no idea what you're going to be bringing to the table. It could be enough.
But you're going into a veto against Astralis, and you come out with Nuke, that they held their 32-0 record, Inferno, that they held their 18-0 record, and Vertigo, where they're currently 100% win rate in the last 3 months, 7 games played. That's a scary set of maps, but it's what fnatic felt they had the best shot at, and there's, of course, a lot of logic behind that. Let's see how this round plays out now that we've got that Glock eco out of the way. It's time for the fragging to commence once again. Nade exchange, Device this time taking his orb over towards the B side, but with that smoke deployed, he couldn't escape it. Flusha, Molotov down early, and looking to extend their lead, or rather equalise. It was Golden swinging out on Arch. Nice work. Magisk, however, he's fully flash and caught on transition now, keeping things level, but they have the sight. This is much more progress than we've seen from fnatic this early in the round. Already, we're into a 3v3 retake.
We absolutely are. Look at fnatic, we're out of the round, but a couple of kills going through quickly. The bomb's now planted towards the A side of the map, and Device with the orb is going to have a rough time trying to get back into this one. He's currently held towards Arch with Glaive. He'll find the AK-47. I don't think they're going for it, Alex. They're just going to let this one slip by the wayside, considering their money's not amazing. It's not a massive round. It's not a swing round in terms of the overall game. So, yeah, just hold on to what you've got. Salvage the weapons. You've got a Krieg, an AK, the AWP. That's great. And you know they've already battened down the hatches towards the A side of the map. Try and lock them in. Look some exit frag. Sure. Gordon will get this kill on the AWP. That's a shame. Device probably wanted to be out of there a little bit sooner. Gives up the all-important sniper. So this isn't quite as fruitful as you'd like. Glaive just got one. Zipex. Oh, dear.
Oh, that's even more painful.
Just as he finds the orb again.
Yeah, so 2 will go down in the end, and that orb will not be preserved by the CT side. There is, of course, funds in order to reacquire it, but that's just going to be chipping away at the great Astralis bank. 11-11, why don't you make a wish? Close your eyes. It won't come true, but you can if you want.
Always nice to have an idea of what your wish is, at least.
Yeah, precisely. If anything, it's just a question, you know? Yeah. What is it you want? What are you desiring right now?
Yeah, I ask myself that every day, and I'm just like, you know what? Kind of killing it. Killing it. Every department, don't worry about it. Don't need any wishes.
Oh, I like the flash. I like the idea. However, Burns alive afterwards, and so we'll be 4v4. I don't know how Device lost his health, but that is a problem, perhaps. Come back to haunt him towards the arch side.
This is the point of the round now where fnatic have to look at their options, analyze what they've seen so far. Where did they take down a pick? That was Magisk. He normally plays towards the pit, right? But he was a banana previous round. So what's happening now? Where are they going to be? Where will they be weak? Zipex, he's alone. He'll be holding towards CT spawn for now, just trying to suggest his presence on that side of the map. Drops his incendiary, trying to funnel them out.
Yeah, but by dropping that smoke on the incendiary, it did manage to pull a CT further towards the B rotate. Zipex, however, calling a bit of a false truth. Gets the rotate back in just in the nick of time now for what will be a fnatic finish here on A. Glaive Gonna have a duel with Golden. He has the health advantage by a significant margin. It's just a question of time. The jiggle's good. And unfortunately, not going to work out well for the Swedes. And just like that, a frag from either side of the site. 2 for Device in the round with that AWP. And it's going to be the 12th now for Astralis. They take the lead. It's been a while since the Astralis actually managed to break the lead. Ever since that half, of course, we saw fnatic slowly have that taken away from them.
This is great stuff. Bang. Device ready and waiting. I'm not sure why they didn't swing on that together. They had 30 seconds. It's not that they were pushed for time, I suppose, but trying to get their way towards middle, but it was just an absolute fortress from the CTs. It's Astralis taking the lead 12-11, and it's a pretty much eco round for fnatic here. So once they've ascertained that information, just need to fall back. No one needs to be too aggressive here. We've seen fnatic and how deadly they can be with these Desert Eagles, and this might be an example of it right now. Device challenging again. You know they've got pistols. Just chill. We've got this. Falling back. We'll see. Damage inflicted towards JW. That's his hit. Down to 38.
There is a great deal of banana control at the moment for Astralis. You can see Glaive all the way pushed up, and Zipex is just going to be jumping for info, has some utility on his person. He'll be throwing out a deep smoke to slow him down as soon as his teammate asks for it. Some bullets, and now the smoke can arrive. Glaive likely going to be able to bail out of this one. Unfortunately for him, oh wait, pre-firing. Zipex is there as well. Not going to let them get to him. dupreeh is probably going to have JW on his plate in a matter of seconds. Still just holding the line though. And a perfect shot. That will put a rifle in his hands, but the rest, unfortunately, is all said and done. The bomb's banana, and they've come to find him. Come to hunt him down. A great assist for flusha there. Well, didn't quite catch how that one went down, but now 3 away from this being the 2-0 Astralis were hoping for.
Yeah, it's looking that way, but fnatic do have a full buy getting into this next round. 13-11 is our final best of 3 of the day. This will decide who will make their way straight to the playoffs and have a lovely day off tomorrow to see the sights and sun of lovely Texas here. Not much of that going on right now, I'm afraid. It's actually colder than anywhere I've been in the last few months somehow.
I don't know how it's happened. I mean, I just saw Texas, I just packed my shorts.
Yeah,
assumed.
I've got the same suitcase I had in Orlando, so I'm done for. But, you know, it's fine. We'll make it work.
Henry, I've seen you wearing black jeans in the summer, so...
To be fair, I've actually got a jacket with me this time. I did lose a jacket in my last excursion.
Okay. You are prone to losing jackets.
I lost all sorts of things last week. Most of my possessions have been left in Florida, to be honest with you, but I'm here. I'm present, I've got a passport.
You've got the brain, the passport, and clothes. That's all that matters. Well, maybe the brain was left in Orlando.
Here we go. The full commitment. It's a decent one as well. They have managed to break through. Device will get one, but they've got no one else in the A site, I believe. So that's an open plan. This might be another safe situation for Astralis. They are prone to do so. Glaive is there towards quad. He'll make his way towards the apartments here. flusha patrolling second middle. flusha's position should secure the round regardless. He can go behind Glaive once he commits, but will he have the presence of mind to know he's coming in quickly?
I mean, he can change everything here. Does completely catch KRIMZ unawares. Golden misses, but it's no, Brollan low. Unfortunately, Glaive, no accuracy in the air. That might be enough for them to call the save there.
I think it is.
Considering it, but what a push from fnatic. An apps burst. You only get away with 1 or 2 of those a game.
Yeah, exactly. It's normally just one flashbang. You're hoping that you can trade out at least 1 kill, but they gave nothing away at that point. Device, sure, he got one towards middle, but overall, another round for fnatic, but Magisk going to prime slot just to lock them in here. He's going to get himself a couple of kills there towards the end. And it'll be 2 surviving on the Astralis side. Their money should be okay, considering they managed to string together 5 rounds out of the last 6. But that one goes against them. Orb saved. Same story for the M4. fnatic, quite an expensive round, but they win it. 13-12, still anyone's game here. But they managed to win, I think, both pistols now. Yeah, they did. They were 4-0 up before, right? And then they managed to get the second half pistol as well. So they had both pistols and full conversions on Inferno. Still treading around, but...
That's crazy.
See whether they can pull it back.
I love this aggression, just as they actually consider a second mid as well. JW, however, cognizant of it, deals with it. Glaive's gone. His teammate down to half as well. So this is the dream start for fnatic on this crucial round of play. Zipex wants to try and level the odds with an aggressive push down banana, but thinks better of it. And so he'll just be backing away. All good in the hood for now.
entering again. Opening pick found, waiting for the reactive play of the CTs, and here it comes. They were hoping they're going to kill out of that, but unfortunately it's giving away information. There's at least 2 players towards B, one that threw the flash and one that checked the corner, so they might as well fully commit towards A at this point. They've already found a kill on this side of the map. dupreeh away in the pit. They've got Device on the site. Magisk rotating in, jumping over the arch, and this is looking very good for fnatic, but time is of the essence. Need to be careful they don't get caught out here.
And that smoke could fade, and that's what I'm worried about. As they turn to face sight, Magisk will have a line of sight. Device playing this close corner. He actually plugs down so fast to see the JW jump. Now Brollan gets the first frag, and a second crucial onto KRIMZ. Shut down dupreeh and Pit. They've got a way in. Magisk, however, keeping this competitive in pursuit of 13. Now fnatic just 1 frag away from it. Xyp9x, he's so late to the party, he's just going to have to turn tail, head towards B. And fnatic keep Astralis honest. We stay level pegging all the way to what seems to be to the end.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Xyp9x with 17 kills to his name, but not a whole lot of cash. 2,600 in reserve. He'll have to hold on to this M4 for them to even stand a chance of buying in the next round. Loss bonus currently sits at the very bottom of $1,400. They'll get 1,900 on top of what they have right now. Pretty much means an eco, Alex. So probably a partial buy at the top end. Xyp9x could drop a couple of deagles, I suppose, but no need to panic just yet. I don't think they'll have to fully invest. Got 3,500 there. On towards dupreeh. So I feel like just CZ and some deagles to go the M4, that's enough.
So if anyone was wondering, just because I was, Golden had 30 health. And the bomb was planted in the far corner.
Exactly.
And he died. He took 16 damage. There you go.
If you the further the bomb is away, especially on Inferno, it does less damage. If you find the default position, you take quite a considerable amount towards the pit still. So Xyp9x saves the M4. They do purchase up those deagles and 5.7s. dupreeh using that instead of the CZ. If you're not aware, the 5.7 replaces the same slot as the CZ. You can't have them both equipped. CZ's a very difficult gun to use. Some people say like it's overpowered sometimes, but like it's incredibly difficult to master.
I find it really interesting when you have a Dedi AWP, how they can always have the M4A1, so that if there is a map that or a situation that asks for it, you can have the M4A1 on your AWP as a drop.
Does that for EG, you might notice. That's a prime example. He doesn't use the M4 too often, but when his teammates need drop, he can drop a silence M4. If it's situational, you map like Train, for example, you want to bring that out, there's an option for you. I don't know why they're like separate slots. I feel like it would be fine to have everything open. But
it wouldn't be a problem, would it? No. Ooh, with a nade in his hands, Brollan's been caught. 3 body shots from the Desert Eagle, riddled with 50 cal. And now perhaps Astralis can make quite the round out of this, just with deagles and Kevlar.
Well, with the M4 there as well, there's certainly a chance, and that's a bit of a blunder. As the first player makes his way through, they know exactly where he is towards first oranges. They'll bring a couple of frags back, and presumably the round as well, because that's most of the damage dealt with. Back towards A.
Yeah, that's because of dupreeh and... Who is this he's dueling with? Oh no. Oh, JW, he made the call saying come to A, but he wasn't ready for that, and now they're still committing. They're going to have to. Knives out. And gun on.
Oh, the incendiary as well, the Molotov I think it was. Putting that down and dupreeh in position now with Magisk baiting a little bit. This is wonderful. They're not going to be aware of the play on the side. There is open to this stage, but Golden 1 step ahead of it all, and it looked like it was going to be a disastrous finish to the round, but they've managed to stick the landing here. Bomb we planted, no problem, and Glaive with deagle, no armor. He knows he hasn't got a chance here. He's just going to see whether he can salvage a weapon as he looks for that. Gets Krieg, but I think he'll just be saving it at this point.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like proper comedy timing of him just continuing to walk towards spawn, you know, just picks up the weapon and just into the sunset. Yeah, exactly. Well, so 14.
That was looking so good for Astralis. That kill on JW, you thought, okay, the fact they've got to go back towards A now, there's surely no chance, especially if Magisk towards Library as well. Baiting in the player with the rifle on the site, you'd think that's done, but Golden, the presence of mind to check all the close range positions, and that's the most important kill of them all. He will take the lead back for fnatic here. It's going to be 14 to 13. As we mentioned, if the bomb planted at the back, just like that, you take less damage, so you can get away with staying in the corner. Had they been in the default position there in terms of the plant, that would have taken them down. So that was what we were talking about earlier, if you were a little bit confused. Either way, it's going to be fnatic now in the lead. But that was just an eco, essentially, from Astralis. They said 1 rifle, they had a few upgraded pistols, and the Danes will be calling a tactical timeout at this stage. They've got to save Krieg, which will be very beneficial on the CT side, but they do not want to let this go. To that point, that's for sure. They've already been in overtime today against Sharks. They won that one, to be fair. They normally do win. If you get into overtime, that's usually when they reset and they just come out 4-0 you.
Yeah.
But I don't know, fnatic, they could actually close this in regulation.
Yeah, and they are so very comfortable and at home here on Inferno. If ever there was a map for them to do it, and then I remind you, Vertigo is the third. I have no idea what to expect from that. fnatic have got 0 Vertigo on record, to my understanding, so that would be a crazy third map. I'm crossing some of my fingers and toes that we get to watch that one. But let's see. Astralis control that. And so do fnatic. Warp on JW for some T-side AWPing action. Wonder what he's going to be concocting for us at the start of the round. He's going to be holding the mid-peak. Nothing going to be coming out of that one early. And speaking of early, I was going to say deep, that's not, quite short, that's how words work. A short smoke from the CTs early towards that half wall.
Big round here. fnatic looking to take us to a third. Securing map point would be fantastic. The money just wouldn't be there for the Danes as we'll smoke towards half wall here. Glaive in position. He's going to confirm that position is indeed clear, but Molotov'd off. Will that persuade Zipex to drop the smoke now? It doesn't look like it.
Did you see what he lined that up with? It was a real funky lineup. Some floor tiles, and there is the half wall smoke, and we're working out perfectly to keep the top of Banana under their control without necessarily having to look at it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to. It's such a strong smoke there because even if one T wants to hang out by barrels, you're just going to take them down together. You're just going to swing out either with a flashbang, confirm that's clear. If they're behind half wall, that's fine. That's not like they can really do much with that one. Essentially, you're funneling them back towards A. So then, less than 50 seconds here, and Device is surely done for. They spotted him. He does get the incendiary down in time. It sets up dupreeh for a kill, maybe a couple here. Magisk will chime in as well. dupreeh holding towards the pit at this time as kill after kill. Astralis, though, they're very comfortable here. 35 seconds remaining. KRIMZ will pull back one, but the bomb's down towards apartments. So is JW, though. AWP in hand, looking for an opportunity. Gonna find it. What? He doesn't normally miss those sort of shots, but he makes up for it on the re-peak.
dupreeh, however, will silence him. And that's a gorgeous shot. The hardest of the bunch. Glaive's gone. Knows his possibility for the side, but Zipex is in a perfect angle. Just slides on in to his DMs. And says, I got around for you. 14-14 now, as they are getting all so close all the time, keeping themselves level, pegging. Let's see that again. As you see, it was him and Magisk just working in tandem nicely to deal with that apartments and short take.
14-14. In terms of the finances as well, I think it's a tactical timeout for fnatic. They are running a little bit thin here, Alex. They've got 2K on Brollan and flusha. Same story for Golden. The good news is that we have got a ton of money for KRIMZ. He's got 6,000, JW of 5K. So now, are you going for the full investment here? And going for it in regulation, are you going to allow them
to playing for OT though? Never feels good.
Exactly. I feel like I just saw a deagle protest there, so it looks like, sure, I should rephrase it. You're not allowing them to get to it, you're giving them a very good chance of finding series points if you do not fully invest here. But they've got money to drop deagles and get some utility with it. But at this stage, you're almost admitting that you're giving up to overtime.
Let's see. So what can they do with 2 Kevlar and some of those pistols and utility on the big spenders? Let's see. It's not going to be an easy task, and any early damage wants to be avoided. Golden's just going to dart back to spawn as the flames did arrive. And look at dupreeh's positioning. He's already gone straight down, gun on, banana control gathered, and no deep smoke, which does enable him to go on a bit of a inquisitive mission if he's feeling himself. If not, he'll just tuck in, and we've seen them set themselves up like this many times. So, jumping for info, Glaive gets it, and that will be a deep nade towards the T-ramp. Ooh, flusha. Golden, not going to be too happy with that.
And this is so good from Glaive as well. He's playing so tentatively. Like, I'm just looking for an angle. I'm just looking to get some intel and drop a smoke in your ass. That's all he's looking to do. But he's got dupreeh down there at the bottom. You can see him just play a real cagey CS. Dropping the smoke to say, I'm just here alone, boys. Don't worry about that. But either way, the smoke now will buy them some time. Under a minute mark as well, so the CTs are very happy with that. Glaive might want to keep firing on some shots as well, just to keep that presence there, and exactly that. Just keep firing, just making sure, like, it's just me here, boy. I know you've just got pistols, I'm happy to hold this alone, and they won't even check it, but they do get the trade of the CZ. Now Glaive's in trouble.
Yeah, he has to get one and pull back, and well, Dream has become a reality, albeit just a little slow to get himself tucked in, but he doesn't look like he's going to be swung on just yet. Smoke arrives on CT, and Zipex does not respect it. He's just going to push through, and a quick double to seal the 15th, or has he? flusha now with a 1 versus 2 situation and time to plant.
but not through the smoke, apparently. That's dirty.
What?
It looked like he had like 5 seconds there to reposition. They were getting ready for their assault together. Okay, this kill for the smoke, pretty anticlimactic, but there we go.
Okay, I mean, yeah, sure. He went for that plant. Magisk just puts in some speculative shots. It works out more than he could possibly have imagined. You can see how quick Brollan was to react off that, and you can see that, I mean, fnatic, that came down to a really winnable situation on their you know, what's the word, conservative buy.
Yeah, if that. Deagles, CZs, a bit of utility. More than it was worth.
More of an eco than anything else, I guess. Yeah, you get just a bit of Kevlar.
They got the plant, and they've got a full buy here for a round that is must win now. They are looking for overtime. Problem is they would remain on the T side, but still that's fine at this stage. They just want to win this round. Not really thinking about the gravitas of overtime at this point. Device waiting towards Boiler. Flames down, but smoke to extinguish it. And that's going to make a couple of kills here. 2.5. Brollan down to just 39 here. What a great shift Device has put on here in Inferno.
Yeah, incredible. 22 frags as the last two come in. The cherry on the top for them. As now they are 3 frags away from the semi-finals here of the 8th season of ECS. Certainly a mammoth task for the 3 remaining.
He's been spotted, JW. I'm not sure if he's aware of it. That reaction, though, suggests he has been sniffed out. This Device has gone down from the boiler room, but he took 2 with him. Brollan, 39 points of power, waits towards the apartments right now, running out of time at this point. They've got 1 smoke, couple of mollies and a flash, hoping for CT mistakes here. They'll smoke the site, they'll try and focus towards that pit.
And a peek. Glaive is doing absolutely all he has to. This time, however, a flurry for Zipex. It's now onto 1 man, flusha. He had a good shot at it before. This one, however, looks almost impossible. It's confirmed. 16-14, no overtime, no need. Astralis will be off to the semi-finals.
And that's them losing both pistols as well, Alex, which were converted as well. It was 0-4 to kick things off, and then 3-0 in the second half as well. And that's after 8 mauling on Nuke. After that one, they didn't win a single pistol for anything. Yeah. They win a couple of pistols here, they'll have a real chance of actually taking Astralis down. They did have a chance, they had the lead for the majority of the game, but as I always say, you can get Astralis down, but to get them out, win a map off them is a very difficult, tall order. And the fact the shots got so close in overtime earlier,